just dawned on me. I'm stuck in California for the weekend, right? Because Friday I had a load lined up, ready to go. Easy 1-2 pickups in the same area, head back to Florida. And at the last minute, they canceled it because they didn't have enough product. Now, what I'm picking up and what I usually pick up from California is produce, vegetables, and fruit. Some of these loads I get like 22, 24 pallets, and they may cut like 1 or 2 pallets sometimes. But this time, I was only picking up 13 pallets in total, and they cut the whole thing. What on earth could be happening that they didn't have enough product to cover 13 pallets of lemons and carrots? And then it hit me like a bag of vanilla ice. We are all gonna get a sample of what it feels like to be under pressure. There isn't enough product, not enough carrots, oranges, lemons, strawberries, grapes, none of that. There's not enough of the product because ain't nobody there to pick the product. Because they're in fear, probably not even in fear of being actually deported. There probably is fear, but more so annoyance, because I'd be annoyed if somebody came to my job and be like, show me your papers. You mean show me your papers? I'll feed you. Just because it's not happening to you don't mean it won't affect you. And I forgot I already knew that. I'm just speculating. I don't know what's going on for real. But if I was a betting man.
Now, before I react to that, I want to play this clip of this farmer on CNN.
What percentage of your workers are not U.S. born?
Probably half.
About half?
Yeah.
How many hours does this go on?
It's 24 hours a day. You know, we could milk 8 hours a day, but it wouldn't be feasible or profitable for us to produce milk.
So you need workers like this year-round?
Yes, yes.
Governor Kristi Noem of South Dakota, her farm is just a few miles away. This farmer who voted for her, who voted for Trump, who still supports them, doesn't believe that they would round up immigrants and ask them for their immigration status because it's an open secret that farms in this state are held up by undocumented workers. Are you worried, like some of your other farmers, that if there were a mass roundup of undocumented migrants, that you might lose workers? You might not have enough workers.
Well, the question I asked, how are they going to do that? Within 2 days, we will not have food. There will not be food anywhere.
2 days?
Yes. That's why I predict nobody will be filling the shelves, nobody will be producing food. If we once have to shut down and be gone, it's never coming back.
Does Governor Noem understand that?
I would think so.
You have a lot of faith that they're not going to do what they're saying.
That's pretty much what I'm thinking. So we have to trust in our officials that are put in place.
Now, all my truck drivers, make sure y'all tap in and let us know what's going on. But there's a good old saying, fuck around and find out. And right now, we are in the find out part of the fuck around. Now, when it comes to politics and presidents, I don't lean one way or the other. The reason why my father has this saying, to each in their own ass, meaning you control your destiny and you can control how you react and the money you make and everything that you do in life, right? But when it comes to elected officials and, you know, especially somebody like Trump, who's going hard, he's been going hard in harder in the first 7 business days than Biden has gone the entire last 4 years. He's throwing everything he can at the wall, all this shit that he can to see what sticks. And these are the effects, right? And I did a video and I talked about that, you know, some of these migrants will be deported or people will be scared. I had literally 100 emails. I had people sending me messages on Instagram saying, hey, you were right. You know, I've been hitting up my contractors. They've been scared to come out. Some of them haven't been answering the phone. And here's the thing. This is the effect of that. Now, like the farmer said, most Americans don't want to work for less, right? You know, they know their worth, and they don't want to have to, you know, get paid pretty much a wage that's not really livable to do these jobs, such as harvesting produce. And this is the effect of that, right? So, you know, grocery prices are going to go up because of this. The prices at restaurants are going to go up because of this. All around, there will probably be shortages. Now, I try to shop locally at like the local farmers market and also the Amish market because I only eat 100% natural food anyway. I don't eat processed that you really get from the grocery store. But this is the effects of it. You kind of have to, when it comes to political office, you're not going to get an all-in-one president. You're not going to get somebody where it's like, oh, this is the perfect president that does everything. You know, people hated Bush, people hated Clinton, people hated Obama, people hate Trump, people hate Biden. And on the flip side, people loved all of these guys, right? They all are going to have the good and the bad. But this entire deportation thing is going to have a ripple effect across all different industries, especially real estate and the food industry. With real estate, like I said, it's going to drive up the price of homes. We're going to see construction costs increase. And what happens, right? That gets passed on to the consumer. And in addition, it's going to slow down the production of homes. And what does that do? That creates scarcity. And once you have scarcity for a product, then you have price driving up because you have people competing for the little bit of product that there is available. I'm definitely interested in hearing what you all think. I haven't really gone to a grocery store in the past week or so, but I'm interested in your area. Do you see, less food, right? Do you see, for all my truck drivers, are your loads getting lighter? Is this happening where you are? I'm definitely interested in hearing about it because it's definitely something that is possible. Now, will they be able to round up all of the undocumented workers? I highly doubt it. I've even seen some getting kicked out and then ending up right back in here in the United States, through the cartels, through their avenues. But again, this is something that is going to go on for a while, the next 4 years or so. They've even passed a bill to get Trump to see if he can run for a third term. So, I'm pretty sure whoever his successor is going to have similar policies. But although people are throwing rocks at Trump for, his deportation, I will say that Obama, no other president has kicked out more undocumented workers. It just wasn't televised than Obama. So, under Obama, we didn't, nothing crazy happened, as far as that goes, when it comes to undocumented workers. But we will see, since, especially in today's time, we are really dependent on these people. The major businesses are dependent on these people, because that helps their bottom line, which when it comes to major businesses is all about the bottom line. When you look at Nike, Adidas, they ship, their production lines over to China where they can pay pennies on the dollar to people to stitch these shoes, to put these shoes together, right? They don't really have factories here in America. They do that for a reason because every business owner is looking for a way to cut costs because then that increases the bottom line. And especially when you have shareholders that you have to answer to, that's pretty much the answer to a lot of it. When I had a job, I got fired on my day off and they were firing a lot of people because they needed to increase that bottom line last minute to make the shareholders happy, the board happy so that they can get their bonuses. That's what it really all, comes down to, is the money. And if this continues and we do have a hit to the food supply, what will most likely happen is we will start outsourcing, our food. Some of our food already comes from Mexico, avocados, just to name, one thing. And we may see more outsourcing. Like I saw, my wife had the nerve to come in here one day. I always read food labels, always. We had some salmon from Aldi. It said made in China on the back, which I had to kind of educate her, like, look, hey, this is farm raised. This isn't real salmon. This isn't wild caught. It says made in China on the back, and it also had artificial food coloring. So, it's one thing, for us to smarten up on the food that we eat, but it's another thing for our food to come from somewhere else, and we don't really know how it's grown or, what the process was to actually grow and cultivate that food that we're consuming. So if you're a truck driver, if you're a farmer, definitely drop down and let us know. And even if you're in real estate, man, let folks know what's going on around your way, where you are in your market. And let's try and get some understanding. Is this really happening or is it not?